love in an up-to-date, edgy style. Religion, Ho-Ho's way. All right, thank you for joining me today in the attic on Religion, Ho-Ho's way. I am your host, Ho-Ho, and I just want to let you guys know that tomorrow, 9/17, probably around the 1 o'clock hour, I am going to have a very special guest in with me in studio, and we are going to discuss issues around the LGBT community, and just one of them things that I want to bring religion, or I guess spirituality and Christianity into, this divide, and that's really what it is. It is a divide. And I want to get, his perspective, blending it with my perspective, and really just finding the common ground on it, because that's really what we need to do to come together on this, is find the common ground. Because truth be told, nobody on either side of this issue wants to be treated different than the other. Okay? I mean, they really don't. Truth be told, they don't. They want to be accepted for what they believe, but yet they also want to be able to say no to people because of their beliefs. And I'm fine with that. I'm going to kind of reference in here a story that I had heard, and this goes back several years. I mean, it really does. And this is regarding a gay couple going into a bakery, and as what they wanted to do was have the baker bake him a wedding cake, and design the wedding cake, and put words onto it, that personal touch to it. And the guy refused, not because they were gay, because, I mean, let's be honest, guys, that they, this gay couple had, they have patroned that shop several times. They've bought stuff off of him. He knew they were gay. His issue wasn't that he was selling things to a gay couple. That wasn't it at all. But because of his religious beliefs, he didn't feel it right on his own conscience to put him on the cake, because he didn't agree with that. He was adding that personal touch, and it's one of them things that he felt that it would be just a violation of his own beliefs in order to do that. He was more than willing to sell him a cake. He just wasn't going to do any designs on it, anything like that. And that's more or less what it amounted to. Lawsuit came out. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure the baker lost. I mean, I'm pretty positive the baker lost on that. But, I mean, it's a sad thing, because the reverse would be of what the baker was wanting, because he was just wanting that, that freedom of religion. It's like, it wasn't against him as a person, but he did not want to. I mean, it's just like asking a Catholic priest to be the facilitator over a wedding. You wouldn't do that because it is a direct violation of the Catholic beliefs. And you wouldn't ask him nor expect him to do that, knowing that, it's different to ask him to come as a guest than what it is to ask him to come as a facilitator. You're asking two different things. You're asking him to just be there, be present, join them in the celebration. The other one, you are asking him to put his mark of approval on it in a public setting. It's a little different, And if you think about it, if you go back and you reverse these roles, okay, that, let's say it was a, what's that church, the Baptist church that, went out and protested everything. Let's say it was them guys that went into a bakery of somebody whom was part of the LGBT community, RST, Elemental, Purple P, and they wanted a cake that said, whatever, a message that was anti-gay, would they too be expected to make that cake? And if they didn't make that cake because he has the religious, this is a constitutional right of freedom of religion. So, if they had that, would the gay bakery be expected to bake that cake? Now, I want to tell you guys something that you might not like to hear. I absolutely would say that no, that bakery should not have to go against, or the owners of that establishment should not have to go against what they believe in their heart just to appease a customer. If it's one thing to refuse service to somebody because of these things. It's a different thing to say, you want me to personalize this in such a way that violates my beliefs. That is a totally different argument. And it is one that I truly feel as though if both sides were to just kind of cool their tits a little bit, stop having their panties in a bunch and put their big boy pants on, they would, it's that whole golden rule thing. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. You would want your own beliefs respected in such a manner, so respect somebody else's beliefs. It irritates the life out of me whenever I see groups of people whom, it's like it does sadden me to know the state of affairs on how things were regarding the LGBT community, And truth be told, it wasn't the society as a whole that had an issue with them, and I just said on the whole. It was, yeah, I'm not even right. It was the religious community that really had an issue with it. And I'll be honest about that. That was not right. But, that's just the way that it was, And so I'm glad at least that we have, recanted on that and grown up since then. But now it is those that are in the LGBT community whom are trying to stifle other people, and that too isn't right. But what? Because these guys were, treated unfairly, that now it's okay for them to treat other people unfairly? No. Now, you see, whenever I was a kid, I was taught two wrongs don't make a right. That's what I was taught. You do unto others as you would have them do unto you. You treat somebody the way you want to be treated, not because of who they are, but because of who you are. That is a message of love. It's what it is. Two wrongs don't make a right, guys. We need to grow up. We need to put our big boy pants on. So whenever he comes into the studio on Sunday, that is definitely going to be a talk that we are going to have a discussion, an open discussion, and it will be a civil discussion too. This guy, he's an amazing man. He is a friend of mine. We've known each other for like 4 years, maybe 3, maybe 5. Hell, I don't know. But he's a great guy. He really is. Good friend of mine, and I'm anxious to have him. I'm anxious to have him in studio with me. It's really going to be a good time. It really is. So awesome discussion, and it's a discussion that I think people need to hear from both sides. What the argument truly is. And I've got I guess the title of this is going to be, or the name of the episode is going to be homophobia. And I have a bombshell that I'm going to drop on people on this one. And so you're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be a good time. So join me, have some fun, and as true to my word, this will be an offensive podcast.